you also hosted a podcast for a while called First Principles.
Yes.
What were the origins of that? What was the thesis behind starting that?
Yeah.
And you paused in the middle. Like what happened?
Yeah, well, it's a long story. I think the simplest answer for why I did it is just I wanted to get good at video. So I wanted to talk to smart founders, which is like, what's the best way to do that? To start a podcast. I did the whole thing by myself, basically. The first season I had a little team that was helping me, but ultimately I just decided I didn't want to work with them anymore. And so for the second season, the one that was in person, I did that all myself. So set up all the cameras, did all the video editing, did all the
So you had a
audio
team
editing.
for like basically the easier part, which was
I know
doing the virtual.
Yeah, I had a team for the virtual one, which was like the easy part. But it was a good learning experience. That was like the goal of doing it, was to get better at video. Because at this point, I'm like managing Jason, who's like the goat of video. He's so good, and I'm like, don't even know what I'm talking about. So I had to learn somehow, and it was a good way to learn. But it's never bad to have excuses to talk to really smart people.
Oh,
And that's why
100%.
I loved doing it. It was a great way to, at the time, people were talking about deep tech or like hard tech or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was I think the first attempt to do a technical deep tech podcast, not just like the tell me about your life and your childhood and your parents or whatever, but like tell me about the product.
So your conversations were purely technical. You wanted to talk about the product.
I almost tried to avoid. I did explicitly try to avoid. Didn't always succeed, but I tried to avoid the like tell me about your life questions
or the business.
I just wanted to hear like how does the product work? Because the thesis back then was there were a lot of people getting really interested in deep tech or like hard tech or whatever, but even know how these things work, like don't even care how these things work, when that is in fact the operative question with all this stuff. It's like, if it works, then we believe there's going to be a big market for energy, like obviously, or there's going to be a big market for,
but what would need to
space
happen?
or like space launch. But what do you have to do to build a rocket? What do you have to do to build, some technical product? That was the idea. The idea was let's dive deeper into the details. So I succeeded a little bit in that goal.